So now I'm going to show you how to make a box with a lid. So step one is we got to decide what types of geometric forms make up the box. So obviously the box shape is something that we're going to want to drag into our work plane. You're going to want to resize that to the dimensions that you want to use for the box. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to drag in a second box that I'm going to use to cut out the hollow form. So I'm going to change its color, which will allow me to keep track of what I'm doing a little bit better. I'm going to resize this box in a way that it is smaller than the original one and will fit within it, but sized well enough that the walls will not be too small when we turn this into a hole, just like what we did with the mug, which we created earlier. So once it's in place, you're going to use the arrow to raise it up a little bit, and the reason we're going to do this is so that there's a floor to our box. I'm then going to do a Command C and Command V of that internal yellow portion. And I'm just going to leave this one out on the side for the moment. I'll then select my box and the yellow rectangle within it, select Hole. Notice how it turns see-through. I'm then going to highlight everything and say Group. The hollow form will be cut into what was once a solid rectangular cube. What I'm then going to do is go ahead and create a lid. So for this, I'm going to first resize this rectangle so it's slightly smaller. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to decrease its height. What I then want to do is I'm going to want to Command C and Command V this object, box itself. I'm going to ungroup the copy. I'm going to remove the hole from it and delete it. And then just like I did with this rectangle right here, I'm going to lower the height of this lid. Then what I want to do is place this below smaller rectangle we created earlier, and this is the type of lid which will not slide off the top of our box here. That's why we've inserted a smaller rectangle above a larger one. And just to demonstrate how this will all fit together, I'm first going to merge these two shapes. I'm going to change, well actually I won't change the color this time. I'm going to raise it up to the top of our box, rotate it by clicking the arrow on the side, and then placing it on top of the box we just created. Now if you wanted to customize your box, you could go ahead and put your name on it, or in the spirit of Halloween you can go ahead and create a little jack-o'-lantern face in it, for if you put a candle within the box, maybe you know, a nice patterned shadow could appear on your wall. So let's go ahead and create that jack-o'-lantern face right now. So I'm first going to take the forms which are best for expressing jack-o'-lantern face. I'm going to put in a little half, I guess that, well, I don't know what that is, half slice, kind of like an orange peel slice. I'm then going to create two little eyes using the cylinders. I'm going to resize both of these objects so they're much smaller. You know, zooming around by right click in order to get to the correct position for doing something like this. Making it much smaller. Much, much smaller. Alright, once I have these put together, what I actually want to do is make them a little bit taller. I'm going to highlight the face. I'm going to group them. Looks like I missed out one eyeball, so I'm going to highlight everything again. I'm going to say ungroup, then redo that action by highlighting it and grouping it. I'll resize this also, it's a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to orient this face so it's in a vertical position by pressing and holding and then moving this to 90 degrees. Now that this is complete, I can move it into the wall, and I'm going to extend it, extend this, and I've already messed this up a little bit. Ungroup it, group it again. I want to move it into my object so half of it is within the box and half of it is outside of it. And the reason is I'm going to use this collection of shapes, which is the face of our Halloween box, as a cutting form. So I'm going to select it now and say it's a hole. And then I'm going to remove the lid away for this step to show you how half of the see-through portion is extending within the box. I'll then highlight everything and then say group. And there we have a nice cutout of a face within our box. Mission accomplished.